Hi everyone. So, am I hearing some voices that I should know with because I'm expecting something that you should know? Because every time I want to expect doesn't really happen in the reality. I don't know why. Because every time I want to do something good, even if I want to expect something to do happening in good way, it won't happen. I don't know why. Is it any because of something that you guys really wanted to follow up, or even the reality where we want to step in, it always gives us the bad thing. Why? It's simple. Whether we try to imagine something, we could not have the perspective that it would happen in the reality. So my own topic that I'm going to talk about is about expectation versus reality. Entirely, there are so many examples that we can share about this. Even if we wanted to talk about the the content, even when we try to put ourselves on the social media, we could see, like from the when I give you an example, a picture of the pizza from the advertisement, we can see a pizza from this side, and from the picture from the reality from this side. There are so many differences. Whether we can see in the advertisements, there are a lot of people are really attracted for, and the reality what they get was really bit of humor and it will be so much funny. Some of the times when we talk about the expectation and reality, we can go through it. Now, for that, there are so many ways that we could control the expectation and the reality in a balancing way. So, in my own opinion, I can say what kind of perspective or kind of thought we should do is so many things. Now, for the first step that you should know, always plan something that you are always achieved. For if we want to when you try to plan something before you want to achieve something, it would happen. It's 100% confirmed it would happen to all of us. Because entirely, when we talk about planning, planning is always the best way to succeed our life. Even when we, for example, when we try to at when we wanted to have an occupation since when we were little. For example, when we I want to become a I for example I want to become a chef, and I just tried my best to gain what I want to do before what could chefs do, what would they do. We should research it, what chefs do, what kind of cooking we can do. We have to get into that talent. So that's the main thing for the expectation and the reality's experiment balance. Now, for the next thing, always follow up your own achievements. Do not follow the others' achievements. We can barely see anyone's having their own expectations made made them heavily happen in the reality, because we could make it ourselves jealous because of the reasons that we could know. Every time when we try to talk about ja- when we talk about the friends that we know, we could be friends with them, and entire people could say why everyone gets the good thing and why I get the bad thing. It's simple. When if you get the bad thing, that means you have to do something more. Then you if you want to do something more, then you have to realize it. What is the main thing inside? What is the talent that is been hidden for you? So that talent should be getting out. So you have to show yourself. Now, this is the second step. And now for the final step that you all must know. The part you should think was uh, the way to provide ourselves in the reality. In case of the expectation, we have to be positive. Do not be negative in any situation, because every single time We have so many thoughts, we have so many stress, we have so many obstacles that we have to get through. We can see every single negatives all over the place, and we can also be performed ourselves, even from you guys or even from me. I also have been struggle so many thoughts. But if you want to do something, if you want to get through all of this, you have to be positive. Even any kind of obstacles that will come through, you have to get through it, and then you can be happy. Always go with a smiley face. Every person could say, we must smile or we laugh, even it isn't pain or good, even it's a good or bad. Everything we should smile on our own case for the real to realize reality. Even we try to plan ourselves inside in ourselves, we plan something that would expect that could happen in reality, but it won't, and our feelings will be get much more negative, so it could not be happen. So that's how you're going to follow. So as I was saying, the the way that we should know, when we try to feel ourselves the negatives, we must feel the positives only, but not the negatives, so that will make ourselves to be go to be calmed ourselves to face reality. So as in conclusion, for my own opinion, that expectation and reality, they are both are not same, but it's kind of really existence, that it could be some is in one word, in simple way, is like expectations is our imagination and the reality is real life. So the both of the obstacles we have to get through is something more persistent, that it should be done, and our imaginations can be solved, that could happen in the reality is our talent. Expectations is can be our talent, but the reality is have to show ourselves, show the talent, so it would get through ourselves, that could the impossible can be possible. So that's all for today, folks. So thank you very much.